So hello and welcome everybody to the live stream today. Hope you can all hear me. Obviously we had a little bit of volatility in the market. Unfortunately, some of the profits that were made across the market have been lost again. Not all of them, yeah. I think a lot of our trend reversal areas are still in profit, but still it's time to look at some charts after such volatility. Bitcoin, Ethereum didn't even do too much. Yes, they also broke support, but I mean, we talked about 3.5% for Bitcoin. Yeah, Ethereum was a little more, I think, but it's not yet the time to panic. However, we might see some more resets on the downside, which means not bearish necessarily, but it means that the third wave rally may not be ready yet. Yeah, and this is sort of a bit of a warning signal, so we're going to talk about that today. I just wanted to use the opportunity in the live stream, to review and revise some charts, because obviously we're covering a lot of charts. I won't be able to cover them all in this live stream, but I want to go and take a look at the charts. Maybe we'll have like 45 minutes, 1 hour, and talk a little bit about the altcoin charts. Let me know if you have any questions in the stream, especially here at the beginning. We're not that that many people yet, but it would be great still if you could hit the like button, see if a few more people come in. But yeah, I thought we'll do it together with the charts and not sort of me in isolation. So yeah, we've got Solana obviously, which rallied in in a possible 5-wave move up. Talked about that. There's no change to the count. Yeah, from my previous video, I had it like that. I think we talked about wave 5 could still be coming as long as we were above the 2380 level. But the minimum expectations for 5 waves up were fulfilled. So it could very well be that we're now in this wave 2 correction. That's sort of the first scenario that we are watching for. Don't like the structure of this correction. Don't like how strong it came down though. Just as a message, but we have a decent reward to risk ratio in this area here between 2083 and 2350. So we obviously came down to the golden ratio. And to be fair, I mean, we have a 3-wave move, A, B, C, already finished maybe. I would prefer one more low here because I cannot count properly 5 waves in the C wave. But either way, in whatever shape or form, it has done what it needs to do in this correction. So yes, it could come down a little lower. It can use the entire yellow box. But ideally from here, it rallies in a 3rd wave now. Now, if it doesn't, it's going to reset probably. It's probably going to reset here, the large wave 2. This would be the alternative. I still have it on the chart as an alternative. Yeah, alternative large wave 2. And that might be reset if it breaks 2083. It would still not necessarily be bearish, but it would mean a much, much longer stretched out correction. Very long though, yeah. And then we need to talk about, is it all, was this here the wave 1? Obviously, yes, in between December and January. But then, did we have here an A wave down? Yeah. Is this a high B wave? And do we come down in C? And do we actually reset this wave 2 here? Yeah, do we have a much longer correction? I mean, these are all the, these are the implications. This is what we have to deal with now. Because unfortunately, if you look at the entire structure here, this is a 3-wave move down. This is a 3-wave move up, looking at this entire thing. And therefore, from a risk management point of view, I mean, we could still, we could reset the larger wave 2 here that bottomed in March, on the 10th of March, yeah. Is that at the moment my primary? No, but it's because of the length of it, it's not time-wise. But it's certainly nothing unlikely. Okay, so we've got basically the imminent yellow area where we could turn around, but I have no clear trend reversal area, trend reversal yet. Or it would be from here. I think this is still relevant. The other box here, if we reset wave 2. So, but then 1732 is key level, and below that we've got the $12 level. Only below 12, I would turn bearish really. But it would already, with every support level that gets broken, we need to be more cautious about a possible bearish case. So it's always when a pattern breaks, we need to be on the side of caution, yeah. So now the short-term trend is down. So now we need to see, do we manage a reversal here, or can it become a, you know, a much deeper retracement? So okay, so this was Solana. I leave it like that now, but the levels should be clear. I'm also going to move this larger. Let me see, is that actually still relevant then? No, this yellow box is not going to be relevant anymore. It would be this one. Let me think. Yeah, I will readjust that later. I need to get some clarity here. Maybe I'll take it out for now because it overlaps anyway with the larger green one. But these are the three scenarios that are relevant. So for me, it's all about getting a bit more clarity now, I think. Yeah. Now, a good setups in the last few days and weeks, really, all on the long side, and was correct to be positioned on the long side. I think none of them broke, and that was really literally for most coins now, they are morphing into a different scenario. So it's time to get a bit more clarity now, I think. A bit of patience, you know. So one second, let me just check some things in the chat. Okay, nobody. I don't know who Nikki is. Nobody. VPX asked about when risk managing. Should you progressively take profits and progressively buy positions? That's how I do it. Scaling in and scaling out. We talk about that in the membership a lot. Because there are people who do all in, all out. That's often from an emotional position. Whereas scaling in, scaling out, it's much more convenient. It's sort of... it's much more convenient, much more relaxing as well. Yeah, that's how I do it. So progressively, not all in, all out, because the markets are not all in, all out. Yeah, it might work for some people, it doesn't work for me. So I like the progressive approach. So yeah. So what are we going to do? Zilliqa is obviously a chart I cover, not really for the public, but we do cover it sometimes. So someone asked about Zilliqa here. Mambali asked about Zilliqa. Oh yes, see, that's what I mean. I mean, many of these trend reversal areas and setups we had on the chart, they worked out. I mean, this one worked out very nicely. However, also here, the price action is not really typical for a third wave rally. That's the problem. I mean, if I label the detail here, we had obviously here, that would be my take, had an ABC correction, bottomed in a wave 2, there was the golden ratio, there was a trade setup, a long setup, but this is choppy. But it was not really too much affected of the drop today. So this could be a series of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 setups. Very difficult scenario, very difficult structure. It's certainly a trend channel. As long as we're in the channel, obviously we're following the trend, no problem. I think it is when we drop below the channel, we need to look at the structure. For now, I can tell you this is not a typical structure for a third wave, but it may be a way. All of this may be a leading diagonal, a wave 1 in the wave 3. That's one possibility. But then again, the 2.17 cent level is relevant and remains relevant. If this bottoms now, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we've got 5 waves now up. If this comes down now and breaks below the channel, then we've got a 1-2 setup, and it would be a 1-2 off wave 3. Basically, as I said, a leading diagonal. So that's a possibility. Or if it breaks through straight away and rallies, it's most likely the series of 1-2, 1-2s. So approach here is, I don't know, it depends on what people are doing. I mean, this was the entry, and now it's just about risk management. Yeah, wait and see. Breakout point here at 3.7 cents. No change to the count so far needed, but being aware that if we break trend line, next support would be around, well, in this area between 2.88 and 2.46 cents. No. So that we've covered Zilliqa. We'll have to go through them quickly because otherwise we're not going to get anything done here. But That done. So a few people asked about AVAX. Trito asked about long-term chart. Our long-term chart we've got in our playlist, the long-term video playlist. So here with AVAX, and let me adjust this here. With AVAX, we have a strong drop. So it failed to create 5 waves in wave 3, which means we have a 3-wave top. Yeah, not good. It rallied against resistance. I mean, it got rejected from resistance, which is to a degree what you expect, but the rejection was stronger than it would be ideal. So I'm going to take out the subwave structure here because this is not, it failed to create. I mean, this could still be, no, it can't be diagonal. Unlikely. And also we've got, I mean, to rally from here would now be a bit unreliable with that drop. So for me, it's overall the bullish structure is still intact. Yeah. Anybody who entered in the trend reversal area is still in profit. I think it's all about managing risk now. The risk overall on this chart is similar to Solana. Yeah. That we are resetting the wave 2, the 10th of March wave 2 over here. So 1298 is for me the key level. Below that, I will expect new bear market lows. Until we hold 1298, I would be focused on higher. But this is just, it's not a great structure. Oh dear, what is this? It's even hard to really determine a good structure here, to be honest. I mean, it could be, this could be, all of this could be an A wave. But then we have to, this is going to be messy now. I will still give support, bullish support, but it's unfortunately, let me see, it's a one, if we had here a 1-2-1-2 setup. And this could be another 1-2, maybe as a weird diagonal. So I'm going to give a support, but it's not reliable. So here this support is 1730. If it's holding that, it could rally directly, and then we have a series of 1-2 setups. But it's just, again, not typical behavior for a third wave. The alternative is to, if this is wrong, yeah, then it will reset large wave 2 of the 10th of March lower and could go down all the way to 1298. Problem is, because it came down so low already on that day, it might actually break it and we might look new bear market low. So 1730 is next support in my opinion. Yeah, we also have, that's the area of the previous wave 1 high, it's the golden ratio of that advance at 1822. But it shouldn't, if it goes below 1730, then this 1-2 setup is also not going to work out. But from here, it has another chance to move higher. Yeah. So, okay, so we've got that. Let's do Q&T. So here's now just about borderline. Yeah, it's made a new low. I mean, it didn't get off the ground. It's now pulled back to the trend line. At the moment, because we're holding $112, there's still a chance to rally in the blue count. But obviously, if it breaks below 112, yeah, and stays there, and breaks below the trend line here of this head and shoulders pattern, then probably this head and shoulders pattern is going to work out. Send it down lower into this green area, Q&T. And unfortunately, it has been struggling. We've seen that. It looked a bit ill. Yeah, it has been struggling for a while now, Q&T, unfortunately. So yeah, but at least, if it breaks the trend line, we have some clarity and can follow the yellow count, and it will have a chance to reverse then in this area between $94 and $61. But yeah, fairly similar probability. I would nearly say that it's going to break, but obviously until it breaks, we don't know, right? But the potential certainly is that it will send it lower here in the yellow count. Very, very light. I still leave the blue one on because it's not validated. The yellow one wasn't validated. They're both possible at the moment. But this is now, because 112, and it's not broken, that was the key level, right? So we're holding that for now. Okay, so we've got Q&T, then we've got MATIC. So MATIC is currently also holding here this support area, but it may break it the way that it's looking. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. But also here, I don't see anything bearish on this chart until it drops below $1. Yeah, below $1, it's gonna be. I mean, even it, but then it would only be short-term bearish, so not long-term bearish. It's a decent chart, MATIC, but here in the short term, we had a possible wave 1 to the upside of the 10th of March low. Yeah, and then, you know, a 2, maybe a wave 2 down here on the 27th of March. And now we've got this, which is a little bit, you know, all these overlaps, it looks corrective. So what might be also here, we might get a reset of this wave 2 in, but as long as we're holding wave $1, could still be bullish. Or all of this is some kind of a diagonal structure here. Again, a wave 1 and comes down, but then again, this support area is still relevant. So we've got basically $1.10 now as imminent support. It doesn't look as if it's going to hold, to be honest. It's not looking like it. No reaction. But you know, crypto charts can turn around at an instant. And also you've got this possible ascending wedge pattern. A break below that here would indicate then, yeah, a deeper retracement with next support around $1.02. But again, as long as it's holding $1, the overall structure here with upside potential remains intact. Algorand. And I'm just randomly, you know, selecting them, you know, your requests, because this is all about updating the charts here a little bit. Back in support. Yeah, also here, failed to really get off the ground. By the way, Algo, not really a high quality long-term chart. I must say that, must repeat that. Imminent breakout never happened, yeah. So it might very well, see, this doesn't look healthy. I mean, what could it be? Just a corrective structure here, really. I mean, we came down already. That's the problem. And we came down here on the 11th, 10th of March here, nearly to the 78.6 retracement in a 3-wave move. That's fine. We recovered. That's okay. Yeah. I would say that this is probably a decent count, a likely count, where as long as we're holding the yellow box, a 3rd wave rally is still likely to above 29 cents, but it needs to hold the, well, it absolutely needs to hold the 11th of March low. Yeah, I mean, we're back in support. This could be an ABC structure of some sort. There are different ways of doing it. Maybe even as a W echo here. Yeah, this looks even better. A, B, and then here 1, 2, now a 3rd wave. The point is, this could be another 1, 2 setup, okay? And it needs to hold the 11th of March low. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, it didn't even perform very well after the 11th of March. So Algo is not my favorite chart anyway. It's one that I don't update too much. And I did highlight it's not the best long-term chart. And it shows it in the performance that it's not doing it at the moment. It's not pushing to the upside. But here, 17.8 cents below that, probably new bear market lows, I would nearly say. So Thomas asked, Ben, can you explain how in 20 minutes we can go down so fast? No, I don't think UK inflation had anything to do with that. Sort of, I know that people say UK inflation had anything to do with this. Do you really think the crypto market cares about the UK inflation? I mean, I did read it myself in some articles today, because people always look for a reason why markets drop. To be fair, Bitcoin Ethereum didn't drop massively. It's nothing that would be unusual in crypto, these movements. Bear in mind, it's a highly volatile market. But yeah, apparently it was a large sell order on Binance or whatever that triggered it. But then we never really know all of the reasons that are responsible for a move. because you can't. There are too many unknown variables, and that's why we say, you know, typically anything can happen in these markets. What the technical analysis gives you is the parameters against which you can trade and to measure your risk. But because you never know all the, you never know all the parameters that impact price action. So yeah, there is not the one reason, I believe. Maybe it was that huge the huge sell order that triggered it on Binance. I don't think it was UK inflation. I mean, UK inflation never really affects crypto really. So yeah, I don't really think it was. So yeah, it's again, the reasons from a TA point of view don't really matter. I don't think there was the news that people, and then people always try to find news. And I think the only negative thing that came out today was that. So people try to hold on to it, try to explain the price move. But you know, had prices gone up, nobody would have cared about the UK inflation. One sec, there's someone on the door. I'll just let me open the door. 1 sec. Put you on hold here. Okay, so nothing to worry about. So yeah, let's look at, okay, Agix. Okay, so let's update here the, oops. Well, Agix, again, not much more, just volatility going on here. Yeah, the scenario is still intact. The chances that we are in a third wave, as long as we are holding the 34.7 cent level. Trouble is the latest move up is in 3 waves, clearly 3. So it is a bit problematic now. And I think if we lose the, I mean, that's, because this is an AB, you can count that as an ABC down here to the 10th of April. Yeah. So we've got our 1-2 setup here, which bottomed on the 10th of March. And a possible wave 1 to the upside, which was impulsive. Wave 2 down. The problem is if this breaks 34.7 cents, then it will probably just reset here, circle wave 2, and the yellow box will become relevant again. It just will do a very complex correction, just draining long complex correction, and it may use this box again. And as you can see, support here was down to 17.4 cents, so it could very well use that, but below 17.4 I would turn bearish. Nothing bullish in the short term here at the moment. Yeah, I think it was starting to run but then failed. So normally what you want to see is 5 waves up to have some confidence. This is clearly a 3-wave move, so I wouldn't be surprised if it takes out the previous low and even breaks below 34.7. At the moment, support is holding. As long as support is holding, we can focus on that. You can see how relevant support was. Price did go into it, try to reverse, and maybe it will reverse, but it's just at the moment price action is not giving me much confidence. So let's do FTM. And I can't really cover coins I've never covered before, because I already cover so many. And you get, by the way, anybody who's interested in the membership, you get access to all these live charts on TradingView, in case you're not a member. So you can always watch them as they are being updated, whatever the latest status. So yeah, what's going on with Fantom? Still, as long as and that was a post I made yesterday, as long as we're holding the 44 cent level, I'd be in favor of more bullish movements. Yeah. Unfortunately, also here, this latest drop is not where it should have been. So this smaller degree structure is being challenged. Certainly this was, I mean, even if this was a 5-wave move up, okay, which is possible, then this wave 4 now it's still valid. Okay, it's still valid because we are not doing an overlap with wave 1 yet, but we've just about avoided it. I don't have any trust that this is holding. It would need to hold the 47.5 cent level to still go with this particular count. Kind of losing trust in the micro count, so I'm going to take the micro count out. Key support here in the short term is the 44 cent level. Yeah. A drop below that will probably reset wave 2 back in the yellow box. So this is support. I move that to the right. That is still relevant for a, let me think, yeah, 1, and then might reset this wave 2 a little lower. So basically an A wave down, yeah, B wave, even overshooting B wave, and the C wave down. There are quite a few interpretations how this could work out on the short term. You know, when I show you here a roadmap on the short term, this can easily change quickly, yeah. But important is to understand, do we still have a potential to rally in a third wave? And yeah, we do. It's just that we now need to see how far do we come down. 44 cents is support. Not saying it will definitely go to 44 cents, but this is support. A break below that will send it into the yellow box with a high likelihood. I mean, you can even here, if we say, okay, maybe it's doing the 1-to-1 ratio. So 40.8 cents is already a level to watch. 40.8. So I might actually move one of the dotted lines here as a reminder that's a relevant level. Because sometimes in these ABC corrections, the C wave has the same length as the A wave, and that's at 40.8 cents. It's one level to watch out for. Yeah, B and Pasco. I'm not doing it now, but Platinum is one that I want to look at next, actually, on More Trading Online. A lot of people ask me for Palladium and Platinum, so I'm going to do that as one of the next ones, actually. Okay, so we've got Fantom covered. I think this is sort of a reasonable expectation. Obviously, it just means that as long as we're holding here the yellow box, yeah, it's still possible in a third wave rally. But obviously this is now deeper retracement than it would be ideal for the direct breakout. So for now, I would look at further continuation to the downside in the short term, and then possibly a reaction at the 44 cent level. Yeah. So it's like, you know, as long as we don't now, we need a 5-wave move now to the upside to indicate these charts are bottoming. At the moment, I don't see that. I just saw strong move down and now consolidation would typically indicate they are going to drop a little more. Okay, I had a few questions about ICP now. By the way, ICP, very bearish chart. I know a lot of people love ICP, and you know, the project might be great and everything. It's just a chart. It's a lifetime downtrend chart, okay? I did explain that in my last video, made one in the last few days. Lifetime downtrend chart. Gave you, however, for anybody who wants to trade this long, gave you a trend reversal area out of which the price also reversed. It actually isn't dropping that much, yeah. But here, I mean, a possibly at least short-term bullish perspective can be upheld as long as we are holding. I mean, 442 is the fib support. Below that is over. Yeah, and I would expect new lows, new bear market lows below here in December. But then you've got relevant support, which is at here $4.80. The move up, I don't trust it. Limited structure, yeah, very little structure. And to be honest, the move up is a 3-wave move again. So I think this is not anything at the moment, at least, that would give me confidence. It's only a 3-wave move up. There is no impulse or anything. I cannot count it as an impulse unless it now puts in a 5th wave. So what could of course happen, it's doing something like that: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Obviously here we've got another 1, 2 here, which I'm now ignoring, but this wave 4. So this would be a first warning that this is not going to work out if we break below the 50% retracement. So the relevant level here is $6.08. A break below $6.08 would already make this fourth wave very unlikely. So that's my take on ICP below that level. And until then, you know, there's a chance we put in a fifth wave to the upside, then you at least have 5 up, yeah, and you expect 3 down afterwards and can trade it. For now, this doesn't give me confidence at the moment, especially considering the higher degree chart and everything, right? Which is down. Okay, link. In the meantime, guys, if you could hit the like button, it would really help the stream and the channel. It would be amazing. Yeah, again, it had a correction where it shouldn't really have had one. It's unfortunate. It looked so good yesterday. Should have ideally in this third wave reached $9.50. I have here on the chart the scenario that, I mean, should it have one sec? Yeah, no, one sec. Let me just double check the target again. Okay, no, but it should have reached, in this smaller third, it should have reached 895. Now it only reached 880. Okay, you know, it's not, but these structures, the nightmare at the moment, what they're doing. If you look at this, this also just looks like a 3-wave move up. If you zoom out, so the bearish point of view, the previous bearish count was basically invalidated, okay? Which doesn't mean it's not bearish anymore, because here with Link, we know that Link has been in the same range for basically a year. So we know that the potential here for new bear market lows is higher than on many other coins, because it's not that far away from the June lows, 22. And so far also here, this rally was only in 3 waves, if you look at the entire thing. So it is still possible that this is some kind of an extension of this wave 2. So we had a wave 1 to the downside, and here a wave 2 to the upside. This is still possible. Bearish resistance. Yeah, we got rejected at the 78.6 retracement here yesterday. So, I mean, in a bearish interpretation, this is now coming down in a third wave and will make new bear market lows. But what would be support along the way? The problem is, oh dear, the problem is this is again just a 3-wave rally now. So I don't really, it's so hard to measure now FIB support because it's not impulsive. I mean, unless this is a 1-2, 1-2 and another 1-2 setup, I'll give you a micro support level. It's not high confidence. 743, but I won't leave it on the chart because people will use it for trading. But this is unreliable at this stage because of the 3-wave move to the upside. This chart might need a bit more thought, to be honest. But my point was, and probably still is, that as long as we're holding $6.19 down here, the overall trend is up. I'm focused on higher for Link, yeah. But I have my trading bot running, so I like it when it comes down again, it will go up again, it comes down again. So Link still runs in the trading bot. And I think looking at this was the right decision to leave it on, because I hope it carries on for a bit. You know, this is where these bots do well. Yelena asked about BNB. So no change to my video. I made a video earlier today. This can come down a little lower. Yeah. Again, nothing bearish on this chart as long as it's holding $283. On the micro level, it looks like we're currently just doing a wave 4 sideways. One more low in a wave 5 of 3, then a 4 and a 5. Yeah. And relevant support here is this area between 316 and 283. From here, it could rally in a third wave to $400 plus. Not really much change here on the BNB chart. So now let's look at Polkadot next. Yeah, Polkadot completed a possible 5-wave move up here. Bit messy, but a possible 4th and a 5th. Problem, it came too low for the yellow wave 4. So unreliable as well, unfortunately. So they failed. You know, these charts can fail after 3 waves. That's why it's sometimes tactically, from a trading point of view, useful to take profits after the 1-to-1 ratio of wave 1 and 3. We share that. We've got a bit of a roadmap in the membership that explains when it's useful to take profits, or at least considering to take profits as per Elliott Wave. And the profit taking would have happened here at 678, at least the first profit taking, while moving up stop losses as well. And that would have been a good exit. So, because you never know, do we really get the 5 waves, right? It's all about the tactics. The analysis is not related to trading. Analysis is separate from trading. It's used for trading, but it's still separate. It's a different discipline. This is now, I need to delete some of these lines here on the dot chart, but the move down is quite impulsive. So if we had, I'm considering actually, we zoom out a bit, we had a wave 1 to the upside here to February, A overshooting B wave, C wave down. Was this just, again, an A wave? Is this now a high B wave? And do we reset large wave 2? Or do we have here some kind of a diagonal which moved to the upside? But then this doesn't really work as a diagonal. Unless, let me move a few things around here on the dot chart. Need to take the subwave structures out. I normally try to stay away from diagonals, also from a trading point of view. See, I'm just thinking, could all of this be a diagonal pattern? Yeah, it could be. So that we had a 1-2 setup, and that might be valid for some other charts as well. That this here was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That actually starts to make sense. But it's so messy that this would be a 1 as a leading diagonal itself, a wave 2. This was an entry point back then. Here a 3, here a 4, a 5. Yeah, it looks actually quite nice. So remember when we talked about this small structure here at the time, that this was a diagonal, came down, but the whole thing seems to be, so it could be, a larger wave 1 off wave 3. Not suggesting that wave 3 is a diagonal, because that doesn't exist. But the wave 1 of the copy this in. This was an Elliott Wave meme I shared on Discord earlier. For some reason I accidentally copied here. So but then what would be support here? So let me move this support area, which is not relevant anymore, to the left. Actually like that. Yeah. So we have to measure the whole thing now and can define another support area. Bit like Solana. Yeah, so also now back in a support area here. So this is at least something, yeah, very early on now that things are very much in the making still. Yeah. It's always, it doesn't look on the short term. I think we are still due a bit to drop a bit more. It doesn't look finished yet. So it would be this 1, 2. I don't want to put too many micro counts here on the chart because they all have to be moved. So a bit like that, yeah, and then the diagonal unfolds like that. It's probably my best take on the chart right now. Not bearish, yeah, still bullish. 5 up in a diagonal, wave 2 down, below $6. We have to consider something different. But until then, we could go with this one. And then below $6, I think 540 will be relevant again. And then 485, below 485, we have to turn bearish on this chart. Oh, thank you very much, VPX. Yeah, let's double check. Let's double check Gala. Also, yeah, failed to hold support, unfortunately. Yeah. Here I'm thinking as well, is this another leading diagonal? They are so annoying, these diagonals, but maybe as an expanding diagonal. They are rare though, but they do appear. So again, that we have here a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a long 5, normal in an expanding diagonal. Seems to be pushing a little bit higher now. But, and that not that this is the third wave, but it would be the wave 1 of the wave 3 again, you know. Never ending story, you know. It doesn't seem that these third waves are ready yet for some of these coins. But what would be support here? So, I mean, it's probably then the area here again between here 4 cents. A drop below 4 cents would make this questionable, and then probably the 3.75 support is becoming relevant again. So from here it could also start to move again. It obviously came into it already. Let's see. Yeah, that would make sense, but I'm not happy with the structure. It's not typical for a third wave. Yeah, in a third wave you normally don't really see these leading diagonals in the beginning. Oh, thank you very much, Varun. Welcome to the membership. If you have any questions about the membership, by the way, and you just joined or something, and you struggle to find the join instruction, then just send an email to support@morecryptoonline.com. Okay. So yeah, double check. Let's double check ADA. Oops. Always understand that these micro counts, they can change quickly, they can morph quickly. ADA, I've got a similar situation, but no change from the last video really. So the situation here on the ADA chart is that either we are in a direct breakout scenario, still possible as long as we're holding 40 cents. I shouldn't say possible, everything's possible, but still likely as long as we're holding 40 cents, which I don't think we will. Yeah, that's basically the intraday low here. Below that level, there is a good chance that we actually follow this leading diagonal count. So we've got either another 1-2 setup here, or the leading diagonal where all of this was a leading diagonal. We're coming down in wave 2, ideally into the region between 38 cents and 33.3. As long as we're holding that, we still have a chance to rally in a third wave. Below 33.3, I would be much more concerned about new bear market lows. But in summary, I think across the market, it doesn't look, at the moment at least, as if we finished this drop. I think we still see a little lower based on what we see right now in the market. Oh, thank you very much, Leander. Welcome to the MCO family. By the way, because I see a few people join the membership, if you're not a member and you're interested, I mean, it's honestly, it's I think really good price for what we offer. Obviously, you get access to all these live TradingView charts. They are not all updated every day because we cover like 30 coins these days. So it can't all be updated every day. But you get all these, you can incorporate them into your own TradingView. We obviously have a weekly live stream. You can learn a lot about Elliott Wave. There's educational stuff on there. There's signals, daily announcements. You know, I share what I do, but I'm not a day trader. So much stuff. So if you're interested, check it out. Yeah. if you want. Okay. So let's look at Aptos. APT. Yep, also only rallied in 3 waves, bit problematic, but the orange box is still relevant. I do need to change the timestamp on here though. It's not great price action, it's not high quality price action, it doesn't give me much confidence that we're already in the 3rd wave. Support is holding though, you can see how relevant support was. It certainly reacted here a few times, but it's come back into it now with the latest selling pressure. I cannot rule out at this stage that we're going to reset the 10th of March low wave 2. Yeah, so we're counting currently the move up of the December lows as a wave 1, then here a wave 2 down, but it could be that this was just an A wave. We're now doing a B wave of some sort and come down a little lower in the wave C. And then the 679 level is relevant. This is a more risky chart due to the short chart history. Impulse up, yes, that gives, you know, is promising at least, but it needs to hold overall 679. In the short term, ideally it doesn't break below 1083. Below that, 679 would be next relevant support, and below 679 I would lose all trust in this chart. Okay, so let me okay, so let's update INJ. Oops, didn't want to copy that in. And you know, guys, how time is rushing. I mean, it's already 6:20, so we've nearly done an hour. So I need to finish soon as well again. It's crazy how the time runs. Yeah, I mean, INJ is one of the few coins that's in the green today. I think yesterday we talked about wave 4 probably in the making. It hit support now, seems to be reacting to it. Ideal support for such a 3rd wave is actually the 763 level. That's the ideal target. 763. Ideally, it doesn't drop below 688. Below 688, I would need to consider a different wave count, but this wave 4 can use the entire orange box and then rally higher. So this is one of the stronger ones at the moment, not really affected by today's sell-off. Nice. Interesting. And then Jasmy is one more. So Jasmy, I didn't look at this chart apparently for 3 weeks now, but I always put the timestamp on the charts. Sometimes I forget to update the date, to be honest, but it's a good reminder when I looked at the chart last time, and it's useful for anybody like the members to, when they check the chart, how up to date it is. Yeah, here unchanged. I mean, we had a trade setup here. Probably anybody who entered here who used it, yeah, reasonably successful. Not massive though. Price didn't move in massive ways, but certainly not at a loss here. But also affected by today's sell-off, actually quite a bit. And you could argue that maybe in this 3rd wave now, this was a 1st wave. So what we're looking for in a 3rd wave is a 5-wave move. There's a chance that we had something like that. So that means what would be support for the micro level here for the smaller wave 2? I actually move the larger one to the left, okay? And then support now for this smaller wave 2 is between 0.0058 and 0.0048. Yeah, below that, it will change scenarios. Yeah, but so yeah, I mean, that's the situation at the moment in the market. I mean, we did Solana already. Can't really do things twice. Don't have the time for that here today, unfortunately. But we can wrap it up with a view at Bitcoin, Ethereum. It's crazy. See how long this actually takes. So Bitcoin. Yep, is probably just doing this fourth wave that I indicated in the previous video. Should start its sell-off soon here if this is going to follow the micro level count. This I really only look at the short term here. I did no change to the previous video. So I made a video a few hours ago about Bitcoin. There's no change. And the short term is probably just a fourth wave here in the making, with further downside at the moment anticipated, because it looks a bit like a bear flag, right? Which it might have broken out of, to be honest. So if you look at that, if you have a trend line here, yeah, and it broke, retested, it might now, if it loses the 29,130 level, I think this is going to go further downhill. And then we've got Ethereum. Similar story, yeah, bear flag, and probably needs at least one more low here. Key support is at 1940. And if we break that, we have to be open to a much deeper drop, maybe then into the region between 1533 and 1754. All right, that's sort of what I can do now. It's nearly an hour. Need to get some dinner now and got a few more other things to do. And yeah, besides that, so hopefully you'll like the stream. Thanks all. Thanks to all new members. If you like more updates, more frequent updates, check out the channel membership if you're not a member already. And existing members, I hope you enjoy the membership. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for attending. There'll be further updates later today anyway. And yeah, all the best. Thank you very much.